Marduk's version here into King's, you get while standing 4 for 80 damage, which is big damage. Super good. Now we are here in the King section, and I've been meaning to talk about King for a while. Now with King, I did forget to mention a few things in Tekken 6, and I believe one of those things is forward 3 on counter hit. It's not what we know it is today, as the, it doesn't give that free attempt to do anything that you want, because that shit was cheap as hell. But we still have the ability to do this whenever we choose. Because honestly, this being plus enough to go into any crouch dash throw that you wanted was very cheap back in the day. And if it's not any crouch dash throw you wanted, you were still able to do crouch dash 4, which was safe. You could do wave dash into standing forward 3. Like, having down forward 4-3 available for the likes of, let me just leave counter hit on for King here. Oh jeez, for King here, so I can tell you guys about the example. So having this really helpful. This was really helpful for King in this game. They also changed quite a few things. Like, let's for example get to like doing something with this. They changed the hit reaction on back 1 too. See, it does that flip over thing now. So if we do this, you see that? Very good combo filler. King has very good combo filler. Now, if I remember correctly, if we get to the wall, I think this is the game where we're finally able to do this stuff. Yep, we're finally able to do forward 4 neutral 1+2 into the 1+2 stuff. Dude, that's so strong. It's really good. That's really good. Being able to finally do this. Very, very satisfying. And the fact that you're able to just do that any given time. Like, it's not like you can do it in the neutral, right? You can still do this and not always get it. Against Marduk, it looks a little more consistent. But you can't up forward for him like he's Jack. But you can get away with this. You can get away with this back 1-2. Which, by the way, if you've noticed, King's back 1-2 is 44 damage. That is 2 damage off, I believe, of what Armor King's. Let me try to show you here. I believe that's just what it's 1 damage more. Oh wow, it is 1 damage more than Armor King's forward 2-1. That is ridiculously good. That is super strong. I keep trying to go to counter hit here to show you guys stuff, but I keep forgetting where everything is, because this is the most advanced practice mode we had before Tekken 7. Look at that. And also with the likes of this. Ooh. So, okay. So if I had this and I had it on counter hit. You get stuff like that. Ooh, I'm bad at this game. Ooh, 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 ooh. Give me them legs. Crush them. So, this was the first game where King actually had an outstanding 14 frame while standing punish and while standing 2-2. While standing 2-2 made its debut in this game. Yep, and it did the spin. So you do this. Hold on, I messed this up. You could do stuff like that. Like, wall carry was definitely not exempt in this game. You could go crazy in this game. We don't have back 2-1 because that's added in Tekken 7. We have back 2-4 still, but it is only counter hit. It is only a counter hit move still. So you don't get this move for a while. We still have forward 2-1, which does go into an automatic low. That is crazy, dude. Wow. The accessibility that King got right there. Now, let's talk about one of my favorite personal moves that premiered only in that premiered in this game first. And that's gonna be Atlas Hammer! Also, aka known as the Mexican Space Program. This move was so interesting in this game. Look at that, 113 damage, dude. So bizarre, so raw. And if you were able to time it correctly, you were able to get a wall running 3 into forward 2-1. Or not wall running 3 into forward 2-1, but wall running 3 into down 2. And you were able to get like the maximum combo damage from that really late. There we go. There we go. 116 damage from Atlas Hammer, which is a shitload. That is so much damage. That's a lot. And now, can you get even more? It looks like you can get a lot. You know, that doesn't count, but 136 damage is still a lot of damage. $118 damage. That's the maximum bar none that you're gonna get. Insanity. This move is still really good. For 2-2-2 is the highest damaging bound. And I believe you can actually land this right here. Now you have to get a wall splat. So let's try to see what that looks like, right? This finally wall splats. Really cool. And it's a mid. In this game, it was changed to a mid. That's cool as hell. 133 damage, guys. That's quite a lot. I'm telling you. But back 3 still... looks like back 3 retains its Tekken 5 DR knockdown, which is really good. Because this knockdown is infinitely very good against people that like to tech roll. See? Really good. It's really good against people that want to tech roll. This is still a clean hitting move, which is very good because it does 40 damage. And the non-clean hit version does only 27. Still knocks down. What does this do on counter hit? Still a knockdown, no roll away. But the clean hit version, 40 damage. Counter and clean hit is 48. Very good move. Actually plus on block. Very good. Look at that. That is ridiculous. Look at the block stun on that. The pushback is a little crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. As you've noticed, we have to do a jab now in between combos because back 2, I believe, got a hurt box change. So I guess except against Marduk, but in this case we still have to convert with a jab against normal characters. Against the likes of Marduk, I guess we still have this too, because Marduk, you know, changes the rules. But against the likes of Marduk, this is the only character that this is possible on. And that was always going to be your wall ender. I mean, you could go for something crazy, but you're not going to get it because most of the time. You could go for that. You could get that. But with King, like, not a lot terribly changed. Damn, look at that. That is crazy. On bigger characters, you'll notice that this pushes back further away. So it's actually hard to get a follow-up. So I'm going to switch characters real quick to Jaycee to show you how much closer it is. It's definitely time to show you some really interesting things. Like sidestep 2, you see how far away that pushes back? That is one of the most godlike moves. And if it's always on this side right here, it always leaves you closer. But if you notice, depending on how close you are, you can always get a pretty good follow-up with that. The knockdown was changed. You can always get a free down 3+4. This move right here was introduced in 6, and you can always get a free down 3+4 after you dash in. I think it's also another testament to say that you could probably get down, that you could dash and get a down forward 4-3, but I'm not crazy enough to make guesstimates like that. I'm pretty sure you can get it against... Oh yeah, look at that. That's insanity. That's insanity. Now, this was an introduction of Jaycee. Jaycee is obviously one of those really, really cool luchador characters that was introduced in Tag 2 and only made an appearance in Tag 2. It would be really nice to see this character come back for Tekken 8, more so over Julia, but you know, I'm getting on a tangent here. Now, we can talk a little bit about the Okizeme for some of these moves. Every time you did a running Jaguar bomb ender, you had a chance. You had the chance to always pick up. You always had the chance to pick back up again. And it was so insane how well adept this character was. It's so insane how good some of these characters' tools was in this game. There we go. Let's get some wave dash action. Damn, AKTV. Damn, AKTV with the good King wave dash. Nice. There we go. There's the running giant swing. I gotta do it in every video at least once. That if I'm capable of doing it, I'll do it. By the way, this move is minus 19 in this game, and it doesn't go into the new throw stuff. So it still goes into this old school Tekken 2 animation. It's still here. That move is still here. Look at that. We don't get anything guaranteed on normal hit here. Backwards Jaguar step is here, and we have access to all of our Jaguar step moves. We still have this. We have access to forward 2+3. Flying body press. It says it's a mid, but it kind of just travels. It travels under crouches against certain characters. If your character is really small, you're not going to be able to hit this point blank range, or really at all, but it is a good tech roll catch. We still have the chain throw, Mexican magma driver. Yep, could still go into all that stuff. It kind of got downgraded because they didn't do the whole faint cry when they lose, but it's still alright. We have Jaguar Step 1. This was something I forgot to talk about in DR. And it's super good. Like, all of these tools, this is still a counter hit launcher, but you notice that it leaves the opponent way closer on hit now. Or doesn't it? Oh, you know what I forgot to talk about with Armor King? I forgot to talk about down back 2-3, knocking down. I believe that was more of a Tekken 6 thing, but it's so important to Armor King's move list. It's like the likes of forward 2-1. Look at that, all off of a refloat. Now we're back to this. So 3+4, 2, as you can see, we only get the guaranteed stuff off of just them crouching rather than them standing. So it doesn't have to be a counter hit. Unfortunately, it doesn't have to be a counter hit. We do lose, I did talk about gaining the back 2 string, but here's the cool thing. They buffed the back 2 string in this game to actually help with consistent combos like this. it helps with consistency with some combos on some characters, which is really cool. We finally have something for King that is not dreadful, but is not, you know, amazing either. It's really good. Of course, you're not going to be able to get a normal follow-up from this. So unless you're already on a side angle, this is kind of what you want to go for. Boom. And if you want to go for a more fun combo with King, see how that on a normal character completely whiffed? See, none of the Tekken 7 stuff works right there. Yeah, here I am going into doing forward 3 again. Boom! 116 damage. Nasty stuff. So with the addition of things like Atlas Hammer, some slightly new additions, well, not really a new addition, but it's like the new addition to Jaguar Step is going to do Jaguar, like backwards Jaguar Step, which is really nice for some King players that didn't know how to KBD yet. So you could get actually a lot of movement out of this. The sidestepping in this game was very good. Like, movement in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, as most people will tell you, is some of the best movement in Tekken history. Hello everyone, another Armor King editing recording here. Funnily enough, I did forget a few things. And yes, this happens all the time. It's happening in almost every video so far, but there were a few things I did forget. And I did want to address one big thing right here. As you guys can see right there, on a certain gut punch combo here, you can get pretty much a dark upper, you can get it up forward 4, you could go for plenty of crazy things in Tag 2 with that. Another thing I wanted to also touch up on was this move and its Okizeme. You don't get any Oki off of this move because you don't recover fast enough to actually apply Okizeme. So here I am spamming. See, he could block that stand, side roll, stuff like that. He can't get anything out of that. However, it's not true for this grab right here. See that? 97 damage out of that. That's something that Armor King can get out of this situation. Armor King's grab here in that situation, or at least the tag throw that they have here, is better suited for each other, Okizeme-wise. I mean, if they try to quick back roll, I believe you still can get something out of it. You might get forward 2-1. Let me test it out. Oh wow, if they stand up at all, you're gonna get hurt. The way that you wake up there is very specific. You have to be precise. Yeah. Yep, now we're at the excavation site where this is one of the more famous floor break stages in Tekken Tag Tournament. It's widely known, but here I'm going to showcase the floor break guaranteed option you get here, and it's while standing 4, which it works very similarly to King's throw here. You get a guaranteed back turn 3. I also believe yep, you get a back turn 3 there as well. No, not that one. There we go. Tombstone. You get a while standing 4. And that's with a few of King's throws, but there's a lot of King's throws that he doesn't get anything on, like this one. Except, like, down 4. He can get down 4. Like, you can find certain moves that you can use. But you can't... I don't think you can use while standing 4 here. Yeah. So, you have to opt for down 4 as a follow-up. Now, I believe the same is true for Armor King. Armor King actually does get some pretty good follow-ups with his floor breaks. He gets while standing 4 there. I don't think he gets while standing 4 here. Nope. So instead, he gets... Oh, he has to get full crouch down 4. Yep. And he gets 70 damage right there, which is not bad. And as for the Okizeme, for this here, like I was trying to talk about a little bit earlier. Yep, the while standing 4 is still a thing. Now, how does it look with Kings? No while standing 4. Yep. Which is sad. But I bet you can get a down forward 4 because it's 14 frames. Yep. So, you could either do that or do down 4. They both do the same damage, so either if you're comfortable with doing a standing down forward 4. Now, the down forward 4 is going to matter a little bit, and let me show you guys why. See? If you use a certain throw, or if you do a move first and then follow up with a throw, you're going to actually be able to get follow-ups, and with this that is up to 14 frames. So you can't do anything that's 15 frames, otherwise it'll completely whiff. Like, the move will not register. The same cannot be said for Armor King, because Armor King's forward 1+4 just whiffs altogether. So it has to be like at least a 14 frame low. At least a 14 frame low. I mean, it can be a 13 frame mid. I'll show you right here. See? As you can see right there, 87 damage. It's actually pretty good, to be honest. But, you know, it's not the best in the world. Clearly, it's really cool that Armor King can do that. So, let's talk a little bit about the tag throws and stuff. You know what? I can talk about this a little bit. Let me talk about this. Let me talk about, before I go to the tag throws with other characters featuring King, I'm also going to talk about... I'm going to talk about these throws specifically from Jaguar Step, because I'm on the subject of Jaguar Step where I'm recording this at. The Jaguar Step throws here, you actually do not really get anything guaranteed, because none of your moves, see, none of your moves that you'd actually use there would reach. Not even down 4 reaches. Another thing to note, that this throw here does not floor break in this game. So you are definitely limited to your options. I also believe you get more damage. 29. Yeah, you do get more damage. So you get more damage with more spin. So 84 damage is nice to cash in on. And that's to catch tech rollers. Wow, that really works. That's messed up. But you guys know. And look at that floor break. Really cool. Really cool. Now, hi guys, now we're at the portion with Marduk and King. They have a special tag throw. And I mean a special tag throw between each other. And both of it involves their giant swings. This one floor breaks, but you get no reward from it, because Marduk ends up back turned. But with Marduk's version here, into King's, you get while standing 4 for 80 damage, which is big damage. Super good. Super good. So, if a situation where a character gets picked up back at the wall again, which it's not going to happen, you could go into Marduk's giant swing here, which is really interesting because you can also go for this, or you could go for down forward 4 for 70 damage. You get 10 damage less, but you get to possibly go into a situation where you could set them up for something. Now, again, you don't really get any reward for this version because you end up back turned, and with both kicks here, like, you don't even end up, I don't even think you can do, like, the backwards version upward 3+4 or something. Like, it's just overall not a good reward. But with, like I said, with this version right here, you get a free while standing 4, which is super good. Really good. An extra, I will gladly take an extra 20 damage. Just because, you know. And you know what the funniest part about all of this is? So, since the while standing 4 there is guaranteed, you could also trick your opponent, and this goes for King and Armor Kings. You could also go for this, a ground throw for extra damage. So you can get 33 damage out of that in total, or you could just go for the guaranteed 20 damage. So it's like completely disgusting what you could go for. But with Marduk, you don't really get much of a reward. I believe there is a Jaycee throw. So, I believe there might be just one Jaycee throw with King. But I'm gonna look into it. I'm pretty sure there's more than that. Oh yeah, I remember. It's the Iron Lariat. I don't think he gets anything really good from it, but we'll check it out. So, interestingly enough, you don't get a floor break with any of these versions of the moves. But what you do get is another Irish Whip Ender. However, unfortunately, you do not get anything guaranteed from the Irish Whip version. Takes forever to recover. And also, you don't really get anything guaranteed with this either. In fact, yeah, so what the main deal is that you can judge characters by how good they are with each other in synergy-wise, just by how well their tag throws, like, collate. I mean, them having tag throws means that they have somewhat of any kind of relatability. And as you can see, like, here, you don't even get a free down 3+4. You don't really get anything right there. In fact, the camera kind of pans them to be so close together. Even if you do this at the wall, I'll get you to work, Jaycee. You see, even if we're close at the wall, you'll notice that we don't get any follow-ups there at all. And it is a little unfortunate with Jaycee, but with Armor King and King, they work out just a little bit better. Now, Jaycee is supposed to work better with Armor King, and it can be painfully obvious. I will showcase some of Armor King's throws with Jaycee because, you know what, why not? We're already here doing this with every character, and it's a special, so I'll put it in especially during the King retrospective. You know, just cause I want you guys to see this stuff. So the one between Armor King and Marduk is pretty awkward, but they again do not floor break. So what you're going to do is you're going to do crouch dash 2+3 or crouch dash 1+4. Press the tag button, and then there you go. So these guys kind of work more off of damage. Now, Marduk's is a little weird. You're going to do the 1+3 throw. And then Armor King is going to come in with an elbow. see, as you could tell there that they don't really get too much good team synergy. They hate each other. So as you can tell, you're not going to get anything too terribly good between them. Not even a floor break there, or even so. And that's okay. They do enough damage to where it's just like, yeah, that's pretty good. But there are other teams that you'd rather play in comparison to these two. So now I'm going to show you the big one, Armor King and Jaycee. Okay, so we are back, and now I'm going to show you immediately what we're going to get into. So this right here is the tag throw. That's from the Tag 2 intro, the really famous one. And it's really powerful because it's a generic 1+3 throw that actually changes sides. So this one's really good. Just if you know your opponent is incapable of fighting on the other side, it's really nice. It's a really nice tool to have. Oh, very cool. Now Jaycee's is a little different. We go into the headbutt. But this one, oddly enough, does floor break, and you get a free down 4 right after, which is super neat. Now, this is the only case where you can actually get the down 4 with Armor King, but it is really neat. It's one of the few cases with Armor King where you can get the down 4. In another case, you'll have to do this in order to get, like, more Oki in this situation. So let me just try to do this. You guys could most likely get that. I just suck. But if you guys land it in time, you'll get a float for Marduk there, and he will be floated in the air. Unfortunately, you don't really get much follow-up after that because you're like -4 on hit with this. So you'd have to you wouldn't even be able to crouch cancel in time to land the forward 1+4 as a follow-up. So it's like useless information, but it adds more damage where you need it to. So do with that information with what you will. Maybe you could land forward 1+4, but I do doubt it because the nature of it just doesn't seem like it would work. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. And I figured it wouldn't work, but I still had to try. Now that should be all of the tag throws with all of these characters. I think Jaycee and Marduk is left, so I'll go over them real quick. Alright, so interestingly enough, these guys actually do get some free follow-ups with their tag throws. You get down 4 with Jaycee. Now, Marduk is an obviously really weird case where you can get down 3 with him, which I've never seen before, but you can't get down 4 when you're like this, because you're in full crouch. That also means that if they do this, and if they go for stand up, you can go into a Valet Tudo mix-up, which is super good. That's really good, to be honest. And for Jaycee, I don't think Jaycee has any ground throws, but if they do end up staying down, you could probably use forward 3 to pick them back up. Or you could use forward 3 for the Oki. Oh, it doesn't hit grounded, so you'd probably have to use forward 2. Yeah, you'd have to use forward 2 for the Oki. And if they did end up tech rolling, you could... I think you had a bow and arrow setup, so... And you could hit confirm it. That's messed up. But really funny that you could do that. So, yeah, Jaycee and Marduk didn't seem to have bad follow-ups for Tekken Tag Tournament 2. But that should conclude everybody's. So I ended up talking more about, you know, some of Armor King's and Marduk's, but also talking a little bit, you know, a teeny weeny little bit about everybody else. But I just figured I'd be a little bit inclusive for this video, Because, you know, Tekken Tag 2 is such a unique game for every character involved, and everyone having specific follow-ups for certain things, really cool. Because you have all that time to do that. And that finally hits grounded. Let me see what happens if they just stay... If you can finally turn off your wake-up options. Yep, that finally hits grounded. You can finally test out in this game what hits grounded and what doesn't. And that is so essential to King and Armor King. This does nothing on counter hit yet. This still does things. It's an unbreakable throw now. I forgot to mention in DR. So when you do land it, it's here to stay. There we go. 70 damage for that juiciness right there. And we still have the difference between this being a Burning Knuckle and this being a Burning Knuckle. Both of them doing the same amount of damage. Let's see if either of them try to wake up at the wall right here. There you go. And I believe the same goes for King. Boom. You see, the Okizeme, when you actually land these things, is pretty important. And with both Armor King and King, they have so much going for them. Armor King and Tekken 8 is coming. Armor King's still not announced, but he will be there. I swear he will. It's going to be so sick. And now, as for the likes of King, this is the wrap-up of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next battle of Tekken 8 on the 26th. See you there, sport. I'm going to be playing both King and Reina.